Hello everybody, thanks for stopping by the shop. It's Chuck, and as you know, the channel's Outside Screwball. And as always, I really appreciate you taking some time and stopping by the shop. As you can see, we're still in front of the Grisetti grinder here, and I got some more things to discuss. But before we get into that, a couple things I wanted to show you. So hopefully that'll be in focus, but Jim Bollinger sent me these the other day. Do Right Fabrication. He's got a YouTube channel. He does some really neat things. He's very good welder. He teaches welding, and I don't know if you saw it the other day, but a little collaboration between himself, Dale Derry, and Adam Booth. They did like a video where they were chatting back and forth within the video, kind of. Pretty cool. Nice guy, and looking forward to meeting him at the bash coming up. If you haven't signed up to go to the bash, you better get going. It's filling up. So with that, I just wanted to show you a couple things. If you remember Tom Lipton, Ox Tool one day, I don't mean to be a name dropper here, but this may help other guys. He showed the long nose pattern marker, felt tip pen that has an 1.5 inch long tip on it. And I ran across these online at a company called fastcap.com. I think they're $5. I ordered that, and then for any of you woodworkers out there, another item they had there which was $5, zero clearance tape. So you can see, hopefully see that. So if on your chop saw or even your table saw, if you need to get zero clearance on the blade, you just apply this tape and then bring the blade up through it. I think it would work better on a chop saw than a table saw. I haven't tried it yet on a table saw. It's not that thick though, so I don't think it'd be a problem. But anyway, thought that was pretty cool. So let's move on to the grinder. Let's first we'll talk about an addition that I did on it. Let me move the camera, and a couple of additions actually, and we'll go over some items. Okay, first item that you can see here is, as you know, we've talked about this in the last video. This unit is millimeters, and so each tick line here on this dial is equal to 0.004 millimeters, or basically 1.5 tenths of feed. The complete dial, if you turn it 360 degrees, it's about 24 thousandths drop. The fine feed up here on the top is ultra fine. So once you engage the fine feed, it's really fine. So I'm not going to, it's not where I'm going to run this machine every day once I get it situated. And for me to continually try to determine the conversion factor or how much I'm taking off, I just said I'm not going to go there anymore. So I have this 10th indicator. It's a half of an inch travel, and I made a mount for it, and pick the camera up so you can see it right there. Really happy with the how it turned out. You just loosen the knob and you can adjust the rod up and down and make contact. And so the other day, to test it, one of these blocks, I ground both sides and mic'd it, and then I think it was 3.700 and 9/10. And so I said, okay, let's dial 9/10 off using my dial indicator up here, and down fed the 9/10, and it cut exactly 9/10. So I'm done fighting the millimeter thing. I've got this set up, and I'm really happy. I was looking at putting a DRO on it, but you know, to do it correct, you're going to be $1,000, and I'm not doing that much work, and I'm not that technical that I have to get that far along. So that was an improvement I did the other day. Had a lot of fun on the build. It was a good time. Another little quickie that I did right here. Again, everything's cast iron, so the magnets don't stick to it. So I ended up just making this little strap that goes across the cover, and that way you can see I can hang indicators off of that. And then let me click in a photo here, and you can see some more cleanup that I did. So here's a picture of the knobs that actuate the hydraulics. And we're back from that picture, and I just wanted to show you that I got them cleaned up. Ended up pulled them all off, wire wheeled them, and then painted them black. So a little more cleanup still happening on the machine, and then I'm still working on how I'm going to take care of these drain lines that come off the ways. Originally they were draining into this back of the column. They were originally draining down into the back of the column into a coffee can. Originally they probably drained right back into the hydraulic sump, but I think I'm going to end up, I'm not a big fan of drilling holes in things, I don't know, in the machines. So this outlet here is set up if you were to run a coolant pump, and it's 3-phase outlet. So I think what I'm going to do is bring the hoses either to a metering block there to drop into a canister, or bring the hoses just into a canister. I just got to get this guy done and back into some place in my shop where I can do service. Still working on the oiler. I've been in here cleaning the ways and trying to get the grease out. They were using grease instead of oil, and then I still got to order and set up my one-shot lube. So with that said, it's getting there. I've been having fun playing with it, and let's click to a video. Here's a video where I'm doing a setup and grind of the 5-block test that we saw on Tom Lipton's channel the other day. So let's click over to that video, and we'll continue on. You saw the video of the prep for the 5-block test, and here we go. We'll see what we get out of this. Okay, we'll bring you back a little later. You'll need to watch this. Made one complete pass, and now it's just a very faint dust off to come back across. So close to seeing what kind of info I'll get out of this. Well, here's the results of the final grind, and it pretty much confirmed the initial test that I did. I did this once earlier. And the chuck has only been ground once. It was rusty, and I just made one pass on it. So, but I think I'm not going to deal with it any further. So, basically, from right to left, the longitudinal direction of the chuck. It's basically 10 inches of grind that I did, and ended up with 0 difference. And on the wheel side, 1/10 over 10 inches. Diagonally on the 11 inches. I ended up basically at about 5 to 6/10 all the way across, and that's over 11 inches. And from side to side, 5 inches, 4 to 5/10 of difference. Reason 2 measurements. The first measurement, basically took it off, cleaned it relatively quick, and did a measure. Then I went ahead and cleaned it again with a lint-free rag, and basically made sure that I used the friction thimble on the mic. And I was using this mic right here. Also went in on the surface plate and with a 10th gauge, and was basically getting the same readings in the sense of variances between the blocks. All right, so I think I'm done fooling with worrying about what this machine grinds. It grinds good enough for what I do. Making a fence for the mag chuck on the surface grinder. So here's my little welding setup. Used this new block to square everything up and got it all clamped. Got a nice V'd out in the back of the fence here. Get some nice little welds in there. You saw just a short little video of where I was doing these welds. You didn't see the welds. We saw the setup that I used. And so I got it in the mill, and this is going to be the back plate for the mag chuck, the fence. And of course, welding it, I got a little bit of a warp. So I'm going to clean this side off so I can turn it around and get both sides as true as I can before I mount it on the mag chuck, and then also work on the fence piece also. But I was getting ready to work on it, and I went, oh my God, this is the perfect time. And I think the glare's cutting that out, but if you can see that logo there, that's my good buddy Donald Cossett, and he was very kind enough to make this tool for me, and I think today is the day to put it to work. Whoop. He made this fly cutter. He did just a fantastic job, and let me get a cutter in here, and let's put it to work and see how she does. We'll bring you back. Okay, just taking a nice light pass going through the first time. Also getting to use another new tool that I haven't used before, which is the holder for the fly cutter. That has a 1-inch shank on it, so I needed a larger size. So the tool's working great. Donald, thank you very much. And I have to apologize. I can't remember who sent me the adapters. They sent me 2 of them, and I really appreciate it. But damn if I can remember. But thank you. Here's a little setup. I remember purchasing these big parallels at the flea market. I think I paid 20 bucks for them. And that's holding that 14-inch piece nice and steady so I can get a nice edge on it. So you saw me fly cut in the beginning, and I was getting some vibration on the 2 sides. So and I really wasn't, because this bar had a rounded edge, I opted, which you just saw, I went ahead and end milled this so I had a nice flat edge. Then I switched out to a set of aluminum jaws that I have, which will support the piece the whole way. And being that this one side will sit on the jaw, but the other side there's nothing to sit on, I went ahead and got an adjustable parallel, and that's my parallel on this side for it to sit on. So now I can put it in there, sits on it nice, and I can tighten it down, and now I can make a good cut. So we'll get the fly cutter back in there, and that should relieve any of the vibration that I was having and get me a nice little cleanup on that side. Okay, other than a little smoke, working nice. We'll get this edge cleaned up and then flip her over. Donald, my buddy, I just got to tell you, it's a beautiful tool. Thank you very much. Working like a dream. Okay, here just running a free carbide tip shell mill. And getting it cleaned up on this side so it's nice and straight. Here I'm just cleaning up the edge of the fence, get rid of the hot roll edge, and then we'll put a little bevel on it also. Now I'm just throwing a little 45 on it to get this edge a little thinner rather than having it the full thickness. Okay guys, well I'm running out of time for this Screwy Tuesday, so we won't get it mounted on the vise tonight. But just got to drill a couple of holes and then get it set up and get the wheel ready to dress the fence. Thanks for coming by and seeing me tonight or today on Screwy Tuesday. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and we'll see you next Screwy Tuesday.